The FRT Radio Players are proud to present The Crown Diamond, an evening with Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, adapted for radio by Pierce Huxtable. The show is starring, in order of appearance, Jacob Barbeau as Dr. Watson, Megan Marquardt as Mrs. Hudson, Aaron Sarka as Sherlock Holmes, Jim Vincent as Colonel Moran, and Craig Grabarczyk as Sam Merton. Violin talent courtesy of Sonia Prochitko. Our show opens in Mr. Holmes' room at his house on Baker Street. Mrs. Hudson, Sherlock's landlady, is explaining the detective's strange behavior of late to Dr. Watson.
Well, Mrs. Hudson, when will he be back?
I'm sure I couldn't say, sir.
When did you see him last?
I really couldn't tell you.
What? You couldn't tell me?
No, sir. There was a clergyman looked in yesterday, and there was an old bookmaker, and there was a workman.
Well?
But I'm not sure they want on Mr. Holmes. You see, he's very hot on a chase right now.
Oh?
Neither eats nor sleeps. Well, you've lived with him same as me. You know what he's like when he's after someone.
Yes, I know.
He's a responsibility, sir, that he is. It's a real worry to me sometimes. When I asked him if he would order dinner, he said, yes, I'll have chops and mashed potatoes at 7:30 the day after tomorrow. Won't you eat before then, sir, I asked. I haven't time, Mrs. Hudson, I'm busy, says he. He gets thinner and paler and his eyes get brighter. It's awful to see him.
Tut, tut. This will never do. I must certainly stop and see him.
Yes, sir, it will ease my mind.
But what is he after?
It's this case of the Crown Diamond.
What? The £100,000 burglary?
Yes, sir. They must get back, sir. Why, we had the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary both sitting on that very sofa. Mr. Holmes promised he'd do his very best for him. Quite nice to him he was. Put him at their ease in a moment.
Dear me. I've read about it in the paper. But I say, Mrs. Hudson, what have you been doing to the room? What's this curtain here for?
I don't know, sir. Mr. Holmes had it put in 3 days ago. But we've got something funny behind it.
Something funny?
Yes, sir. He had it made.
Good heavens, Mrs. Hudson. That's not...
No, sir. Not Mr. Holmes. Just a wax figure of himself he had made. It's just like him, sir.
It's wonderful. But what's it for, Mrs. Hudson?
You see, sir, he's anxious that those who watch him should think he's home at some times when he isn't. Please ring the bell if you need me, sir. I must go.
Good day, ma'am.
You're not Mr. Holmes.
No, ma'am. I'm his friend, Dr. Watson. I did not think that he was expecting a guest. May I help you with something?
I knew you couldn't be Mr. Holmes. I always heard he was an handsome man.
Upon my word.
But I must see him at once.
I assure you he is not in.
I don't believe you.
What?
You have a sly, deceitful face. Oh, yes, a wicked, scheming face. Come, young man, where is he?
Really, madam?
Very well, I'll find him for myself. He's in that room, I believe.
That is his bedroom. Really, madam, this is outrageous.
I wonder what he keeps in the safe.
Who switched the lights off? Where is that blasted alarm coming from? Good heavens, Holmes! Where did you come from? And what about... There was an old woman here just now.
Neat little alarm, is it not, Watson? My own invention. You tread on a loose plank and so connect the circuit, or I can turn it on myself. It prevents inquisitive people becoming too inquisitive. When I come back, I know if anyone has been fooling with my things. It switches off automatically, as you saw. As to the old woman, well, you can see quite clearly that my disguises outmatch your powers of observation.
But, my dear fellow, why this disguise? Why were you dressed up like that?
A little comic relief, Watson. When I saw you sitting there looking so solemn, I really couldn't help it. But I assure you there's nothing comic in the business I am engaged upon. Good heavens, why is the curtain open?
Why? What is it?
Danger, Watson. Air guns, Watson. I'm expecting something this evening.
Expecting what, Holmes?
Expecting to be murdered, Watson.
No, you're joking, Holmes.
Even my limited sense of humor could evolve a better joke than that, Watson. No, it is a fact. And in case it should come off, it's about a 2-to-1 chance. It would perhaps be as well that you should burden your memory with the name and address of the murderer.
Holmes!
You can give it to Scotland Yard with my love and parting blessing. Moran is the name. Colonel Sebastian Moran. Write it down, Watson, write it down. 136 Moorside Gardens, Northwest. Got it?
But surely something can be done, Holmes. Couldn't you have this fellow arrested?
Yes, Watson, I could. That's what's worrying him so.
But why don't you?
Because I don't know where the diamond is.
What diamond?
Yes, the great yellow crown diamond. 77 carats, lad, and without a flaw. I have 2 fish in the net, but I haven't got the stone there. What's the use in taking them? It's the stone I'm after.
Is this Colonel Moran one of the fish in the net?
Yes, and he's a shark. He bites. The other is Sam Merton, a boxer. Not a bad fellow, Sam, but the Colonel has used him. Sam's not a shark. He's a great big silly gudgeon. But he's flopping about in my net all the same.
Where is this Colonel Moran?
I've been at his elbow all morning. Once he picked up my parasol. By your leave, ma'am, he said. Life is full of whimsical happenings. I followed him to old Strabenzi's workshop in the Minories. Strabenzi made the air gun. Fine bit of work, I understand.
An air gun?
The idea was to shoot me through the window. I had to put up that curtain. By the way, have you seen the dummy?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson has been showing you the sights. It may get a bullet through its beautiful wax head at any moment.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes, Mrs. Hudson?
Colonel Sebastian Moran, sir.
Ah, the man himself. I rather expected it. Grasp the nettle, Watson. A man of nerve. He felt my toe on his heels. I'm positive he brought Sam Merton with him. Where is the Colonel, Mrs. Hudson?
Waiting room, sir.
Show him up when I ring.
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, Mrs. Hudson, if I am not in the room, show him in just the same.
Very good, sir.
I'll stay with you, Holmes.
No, my dear fellow, you would be horribly in the way.
He may murder you.
I shouldn't be surprised.
I can't possibly leave you.
Yes, you can, my dear Watson, for you have always played the game, and I am very sure you will play it to the end. Take this note to Scotland Yard. Come back with the police. The fellow's arrest will follow.
I'll do that with joy.
And before you return, I have just time to find out where the diamond is. Have you seen my bell? Ah, here it is. Crafty thing. Come along, Watson. We'll go together. I rather want to see my shark without him seeing me.
Colonel Sebastian Moran is here.
Holmes? Sherlock Holmes? Where is... Oh, hiding behind a curtain, are we? Asleep, no less. Oh, that will make this even easier.
Don't break it, Colonel. Don't break it.
Good Lord!
It's such a pretty little thing. Tavernier, the French modeler, made it. He's as good at waxwork as Strabenzi is at air guns.
Air guns, sir, air guns. What do you mean?
Put your hat and stick on the side table. Thank you. Pray take a seat. Would you care to put your revolver out also? Oh, very good, if you prefer to sit upon it. I wanted to have 5 minutes chat with you.
I wanted to have 5 minutes chat with you. I won't deny that I intended to assault you just now.
It struck me that some idea of that sort had crossed your mind.
And with reason, sir, with reason.
But why this attention?
Because you have gone out of your way to annoy me, because you've put your creatures on my track.
My creatures.
I've had them followed. I know they come report to you here.
No, I assure you.
Other people can observe as well as you. Yesterday there was an old sporting man. Today it was an elderly lady. They held me in view all day.
Really, sir, you compliment me. Old Baron Dowson, before he was hanged at Newgate, was good enough to say that in my case, what the law had gained, the stage had lost. And now you come along with your kindly words. In the name of the elderly lady and of the sporting gentleman, I thank you. There was also an out-of-work plumber who was an artistic dream. You seem to have overlooked him.
It was you!
Your humble servant. If you doubt it, you can see the parasol upon the settee, which you so politely handed to me in the Minories this morning.
If I had known, you might have never...
Never seen this humble home again. I was well aware of it. But it happens you didn't know, and here we are, quite chatty and comfortable.
What you say only makes matters worse. It was not your agents, but you yourself who have dogged me. Why have you done this?
You used to shoot tigers.
Yes, sir.
But why?
Why does any man shoot a tiger? The excitement, the danger?
And no doubt the satisfaction of freeing the country from a pest which devastates it and lives on the population.
Exactly.
My reasons in a nutshell.
Insolent!
Sit down, sir, sit down. There was a more practical reason.
Well?
I want that yellow crown diamond.